Bam, we're live.
Nope.
Okay, copy and link. I'm going to send Ian an invite here quickly. Boom, boom, where is he? I'm glad I figured out that copy link and paste shit. That's easier, eh?
Oh yeah,
I can send it to you that way now too. I mean, I've always just done it the email way. So
it works for me the emo way.
yeah, yeah. So it looks like the general discussion will probably end up talking about Mac now. So which is good because I know Ian was on Dan Nightmare's podcast, but there wasn't a lot of people in the chat that day. So maybe a few more people can hear how he felt about his event. So should be pretty good. I know I watched it, and you know what? The matches were quick for having 30 some matches, but there was like an hour intermission sometimes in between, right? That messed it up.
I think the first match started like 25 minutes into the stream, so
Yeah.
it's good because it wasn't like there was a bunch of waiting. It was just the
No,
pre-stream or whatever.
and they did flow fast. They definitely
Oh
did.
yeah,
And like I said, I felt bad because I'm trying to hype it. I love I was doing a live commentary. It was cool, but sometimes the gaps were hard, and then we had to fill it. And then the order got a little screwy. So I thought I had the list in the right order, and then every match was in a different order, every single one of them. So I couldn't really predict or talk ahead on the matches. So that was a little rough, but that was good anyway. Otherwise, well, we got Cody in the chat. Hey, brother. And then Ian's got the invite now, so he'll probably pop on in a second. Did you end up going over and pulling today with Austin or
no,
no?
no, I was too tired.
I don't know how you do it anyway. I can't pull 2 days in a row. Even though yesterday I was just holding and stuff, it still taxes me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I did the weights today, and man, it's like I felt good. I'm like, oh, I got no toothaches. My arm feels great. Started working out. I'm like, oh, there's the toothaches. Yeah, yeah. And that press ears, buddy. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. I think I'm not gonna let you sink it in too much anymore. I'm gonna have to hold you higher. Yeah.
it's a work in progress.
No, it's good for me too, because you know what? The more I hold at that with that much force on my arm, it's good. Like it can't be bad.
It's a weird spot that I press on the left. It looks a little ugly, to be honest.
It's ugly, but it's strong.
It feels good, is why I do it, but it's like
It doesn't, yeah.
it's a little ugly.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to handle that pressure though. Just to let you know.
Yeah, it's a really weird pressure I'm doing too. I'm not doing my generic press at all. Like I'm not
Not
really.
like on the right. It's not like the
I'm
right.
almost not. I'm pressing definitely, but I'm almost not.
The direction's different.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm not
Yeah.
doing the same direction at all.
Yeah. And Cody's sore today. Yeah, well, you pulled hard Thursday too. So
Yeah, but it's
could
been
be.
pulling hard for like days now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Sean again is just like Brian, just pull like 50% always. I'm like, I kind of was until I tried pulling Matt, and then I can't help it. It's just a wall, so you feel like you gotta try. And Matt's like, "What's the difference, man? It's a wall either way." I'm like, "Yeah, you got a point." You know,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's the best.
not like it's not like it's an 8 foot wall where you can get a running start, maybe get on top of it. It's like a
No,
20
not
foot wall.
really. Not really, because his hand's so canceling. Like his hand just cancels. And I think that's the problem when I grip up with Matt, because I'm not used to it. It just feels like helpless because his hand's so dominating, right?
Oh yeah,
And the coverage he gets with his hand is retarded. You never feel like you really have anything, you know?
because you don't.
No, no, you don't,
You got
no.
nothing.
You'd have to take, with Matt, you almost have to like take it into the hand out of the equation and just try to, yeah, flop him or something, right?
Yeah, but if he knows you're flopping, you're kind of screwed then.
Oh, then you're screwed too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'd be screwed either way right now at this point.
Yeah,
In a
we're
couple of
thinking
years,
of
I'm
like
talking about in a
a
couple of years.
superhuman. We're
Yeah,
talking
a
about a
couple of
superhuman.
years. You know what I mean? Yeah, a couple of years when if I can actually get up to a level close, even, right? He's got so many years and he's so powerful.
I'll tell you what, man. I saw like There's definitely levels. Like levels that like you don't realize. Like
Yeah.
you'd think Matt would be like 5 levels above me, let's say. If you're like an outside perspective, be like, okay, no, like 50 level, maybe like 500. Like it's so hard
I
to
know what you
imagine.
mean. Yeah, because the levels are different. People don't think
You
about
could
it.
have 500 people between me and Matt that would all beat the other guy. And
Yeah.
each next guy would beat all the previous guys the whole way. So there's like, I don't know. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, to be able to beat Matt, you'd have to, I don't know.
Yeah, but pulling Matt's discouraging too. Because you know what? I feel so helpless. Then I feel like, really? Like, what am I doing this
I
for?
feel
You know what I
encouraged.
mean?
You know why?
No,
All
I
I'm
need to
focused on,
start.
here's what you do. You just focus on what he's doing. Just set your body, do the natural thing, but focus on how he's moving, what he's doing.
Hmm.
Try to mirror it a little bit.
Hmm. True. I never thought of that.
You're trying to learn from him. You're not trying to show him what you got. Who
That's
cares? You
right.
show him what you got. Who cares? You see,
Yeah,
he's not
yeah.
trying to like. He's not going back and writing a diary about, oh, today this guy felt like this. Like he doesn't give a fuck how you feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And to
It's
him, he doesn't know if you're feeling good or bad. He doesn't know if you're good or bad. You really would. I think I'm good. I think I'm bad. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
more of a use him as like a.
yeah, I gotta look at it differently. Yeah.
Don't use him as a test or like a limit or like anything where
Or you
you're
just give up.
comparing yourself because there's no point. Yeah,
Hmm.
just.
Hmm.
But if you're using it as like a guidance, you know, then it's
Hmm.
good. Because yeah, for me, like for you, maybe once there could be a way you could get to yourself. Me, I never could. So
No,
I don't even have the luxury of imagining.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. You know what? I think that's why sometimes I avoid pulling Matt and I shouldn't, is because I always feel so belittled.
You know what else is cool? Like like uh like it's awesome that we have Matt and everything in the club. We have Matt to help us and everything. But I mean, there's another guy in our club who's now in the top 20
You
at
know,
the 242 right hand. Uh
and he's going
242
up higher
plus.
soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sean Crowther is
yeah.
number 19 above Don Underwood.
Yeah, I know. And he's looking at a few spots that he thinks he can grab near that in that top 15. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. I know. I know.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting.
It's really exciting. I know. I know. In about a year, man, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I'd like to pull Don Underwood one day. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's good.
He is. He's a OG man. He's an OG.
Faster than he looks too. If he gets you off the go, you're pretty
Oh
screwed.
yeah. Yeah, that's just it. Yeah. And Sean, he's good at blocking with his
Oh
frame.
yeah.
And I think
Sean's
that's
good at reading a situation and knowing where to go.
yeah.
But it's one thing to read a situation and know where to go. It's another to read a situation, know where to go, and be able to apply the right amount of technical force in whatever scenario you need, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like multiple skills in one. You got to be proficient everywhere to be able to use that type of skill set. Because if you're using that going in, you got to be proficient everywhere. Because if you don't do that, you just kind of have to go with your ace and just hope for the best.
Yeah, and I think that's just it. It's just about pulling as much as you can, right?
Yeah. Some
And
people to this day, like it's in their best interest just to go for their ace every time. Like Camille Jablonski, you really think someone says, "Oh yeah, try to top roll first, and if it fails, go for the flop"?
it
It's
looks
probably
silly.
not.
He
Yeah,
did it once and it looks silly,
I
yeah.
would just say go for the flop if your flop is that much better, right?
Yeah. And I think with him too, I think he's kind of doomed that way because he's trained his hand to flop and with that force, I mean, I can never see him having a really good top roll unless it's a speedy one.
He's coming down in weight though, so maybe it won't matter as much.
Yeah, true. True.
He
That
wants
might
to come to 115. Come to one. He wants to go down to 115. I'm not even. I'm like half 115.
no, I did hear that. I did
So
hear
if
that.
he comes down to 115, that could be a big difference.
And that press would be crazy at that weight too, though. His press is like world elite.
Oh yeah.
You need like the craziest pronation and back pressure and rise and everything just to be able to hold it.
Let's not
Like
forget. Yes, it was an injured Devin who had a crazy match with Pavlo Durpendenyev
I know
recently
they didn't
before,
expect
but
it. Yeah.
Devin lost to Camille.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So
Yeah, but
regardless of anything, there's no excuses. Devin wouldn't have shown up if he didn't believe he would win. So
Well, Devin knew what he had to do to win. He just didn't have the balls to do it.
I don't think he had the structurally integrity. I think he burned
I
himself
don't
out with
think I think he
Pablo.
would have got hurt. I think he would have got hurt
Yeah,
if he tried.
he
Yeah.
burned himself with Pablo too much. He knew.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Because he couldn't, he had to come in. He had to come right in with Camille, and he just couldn't. He just kept going to the top roll.
Yeah,
Right. And yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah.
it is.
What did he say? Oh, he's just getting ready. So Ian will be on any second. Yeah, but I think Devin's left's different now, though. You know what? I think that's that losing to Camille too, and then seeing the potential with the left, like against Morozov. I think Devin, that's it just fired him up. Like now he's training his left just like his right.
Yeah.
That could be deadly because Devin was one of the only ones in the world that was ranked #1 on both arms at the same time at one time. I think Travis
Well,
Bajan is another one. Yeah.
I like the biggest height of uh
Dennis maybe too.
well the height of Dennis and Pushkar,
Yeah.
Devin did beat Pushkar left-handed pretty convincingly.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, he went against Dennis and lost on the left, so he
He
was number
did, but
two after
that was
that.
right
But
after his surgery and shit though. He shouldn't have done
yeah,
it. Yeah.
that he should have done right arm that day. Right arm would have
Right
actually been
arm.
a match,
I think he would have
but
won. Yeah.
well, I think it would have been a match regardless.
Definitely a
It
match. Yeah,
would have been a lot
definitely.
closer.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. But you know what? He just was happy to get the match and took it, win or lose. And like that's one thing about Devin. He takes matches that he just takes them. And you think, I don't know, and then he pulls it off, right? So
Well, I think it's apparent where Devin's level is now. I think the big thing of the past few years is no one kind of knew where he was
on the left.
on either arm.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
Well,
questions on both on where he was, right?
yeah. Yeah, because he went a few years there after the elbow surgery where he was building back up. And then he
Yeah,
got really sick at the beginning of COVID, I heard. So he ended
yeah,
up
and
get
then
a blood
he was
clot or something.
going. He was. That's when he started Kings moving really hard on his right, but it was so low when he would do it that he was getting pinned and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And it was ugly at the time too. He took longer to develop his King's move. But it's pretty good now. I mean, his King's move is good if he does it. But he doesn't
Oh,
actually
it's
do it that much anymore, really. I mean, in a way, he doesn't.
yeah. No, he
Like,
doesn't. He does do it defensively, but there's a reason for it. He's not doing like theoretically, he could probably stay in there and just go like this, but he'd rather put it all into you're putting so much side pressure that he can end up cracking your wrist, and then he can just come back and have the hand when he comes back instead of coming back neutral.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it just strategically just makes more sense for him, knowing okay, I don't care how low I'm going to get, I'll just take his hand eventually.
No, true.
And even if you take the guy's hand once in round one and really rip him down to that pad, he ain't the same arm wrestler round two.
Yeah. No, I know. There's no way.
If he switches the lane, he can still win and stuff, but he's not
Whereas
going to have
Michael
that same explosivity and power.
Monster Todd, you know what? He seems to be like, did you see him his last few matches? It's been King's move, and
Flip
then all
flop.
of a sudden he just changes it to a press and finishes guys.
He used to do that a lot. That's what he was famous for. Like in 2008, that's all he
Yeah.
did. He didn't do King's move at all. He
No, he
developed it
did this
after.
break arm position. Yeah.
Boom. That's all he did, baby.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
broke his arm.
Yeah.
Went into
Yeah.
Bortolato left hand and
Hmm.
broke his elbow, right? Like arm at the elbow. Like
Yeah.
was here and just boom.
Boom. Yeah. I know.
Oh,
Oh,
nasty position.
yeah. Monster Todd was good at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been some kind of not desperation, but like, you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't the King's move, it used to be that ugly arm break position. It's constant.
It's because he's really strong. And the thing is, it might be traditional strength, not arm wrestling strength. He might have a lot of really good traditional strength that doesn't translate as good to arm wrestling. So he has to get in these weird positions to kind of activate it. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah,
Because guy
yeah.
is huge. He has like 20 plus inch biceps, like 21-inch biceps. I'm pretty sure, like crazy.
Yeah.
So he's huge. So clearly he's very gifted
Oh,
with lifting and being strong and stuff. But I don't think
that
it
was a
one to
nice
one
throw.
translates to the table as well as some other people. So
Yeah.
he has to use weird fulcrums and stuff to get to the point where he actually can use his power, you know?
Mhm.
And over time, he's kind of just
I mean,
taught his body to,
his lifts are stupid.
your body learns. Like Matt's low hand only has gotten better,
Yeah.
Michael's Kings has only gotten better.
Hmm.
These things only get better as you train them.
Yeah,
So I
Matt's
mean,
so good. Yeah.
but with some people, they dig themselves into a corner though because they're putting time and effort into a lane that isn't, like you said, like with Camille, that isn't feasible against every, like, you want to be able to say, hey, if I go up against anybody, low hand
I
top
can.
roll,
Yeah.
high posting, drag hook,
Yeah.
high hook, whatever it is, I'm a flop, a kings. I want to feel like my lane can be
Yeah.
okay. I don't have to switch
Against
up.
every style. Yeah.
Right? Or at least I'm comfortable adjusting against those styles. Because if I'm not, and I'm like, oh, I really don't like low handers because this,
Mm.
that has nothing to do with the low hander. That has
Mhm.
everything to do with
Your
a
style.
problem with my ability to react, my
Yeah.
ability to read the scenario, or my strength. I'm
Yeah.
just too weak.
Well,
I
it's
have to
true.
train more against that exact movement, right?
Yeah.
And it
No,
could
you're
be I
right.
could have all the traditional strength in the world, but it's not, if some guy's low handing and doing this weird thing that I've never trained for, some guy twisting my hand like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't matter how strong I can do this, right? It's
That's
just
true.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you see Jablonski, beating Devin, pinning him and everything, and then Ivan or Morozov, they handle that flop easy. They're just like nothing. It's nothing to them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, stylistically, you're right. I think we, as arm wrestlers, we should just be trying to perfect our techniques so that way, yeah, it doesn't matter really who we're pulling, you know?
Exactly. You got to be like Sean. You got to be like Jared. You know,
Hmm.
I try to do it. Dakota does it.
Yeah, yeah. Jared's really
It's
defensive, and he
yeah,
adjusts people's styles. Good
and
at
that's
it.
what I mean. Like he's maybe too defensive for like me to tell people that his style is
Mhm.
like do his style, because he's just so good at his style that he makes his style look maybe way better than it actually is.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
so good at reading that it looks like, oh, dude, if I did that low-handed kind of
Yeah,
reverse
yeah. Just
reversing top roll,
reverse. Yeah, yeah.
it's one of the hardest moves you can do. Like
I know
he's
it is.
just so good at it that it makes it look easy.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
He does it as like a just to feel out your pressure in your lane, and then he
Yeah,
makes adjustments the next round. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He's
yeah, like in Mayhem, he kind of played with who'd he pull? Dan Guidi and Mayhem.
yeah.
And like,
Jared Green. Yeah,
yeah, he didn't have to let him go into his power at first round. And he did, right? And he actually got tweaked. Darren tweaked Jared's arm, but Jared wanted to feel where Buddy was totally strong, feel that pressure, analyze, and then make. Because after the first round, he just Mason Derosied him every round, but in a slow way. It was really weird. But you know what I mean? He just blocked him the next rounds, and it was looked so flawless. When really he could have just beat him first round too. But I mean,
yeah.
everybody got their styles, right?
And that's why I wouldn't like recommend that style as like the best
No,
style, because it's a little too reactive
too
and not
giving.
enough. It's still
Hmm.
too passive, not aggressive enough. The thing is, you can be aggressive with it, and Jared has been. It's
Yeah,
just he never feels the need to. He kind of likes to feel. I think he just has a lot of fun. I think he has a lot of fun being
he
in the
does.
moment, to where he'd rather take the chance to kind of get into a grinder to
Yeah.
feel out the lane.
He's one
Doesn't
of the
really
only guys
care.
that arm wrestles that grins and chuckles while he's arm wrestling.
Yeah,
He'll be
yeah,
like, oh, oh. I'm like, you're having too much fun. Yeah, yeah. Finish him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
But
do
he's
that
like,
too. I realize sometimes
yeah,
I
you
catch
do it
myself like
too.
laughing too. Yeah.
I've seen you just being like, yeah, you do it too. Yeah. Me, I'm not, I'm never able to enjoy it like that. Yeah. I'm too hyper focused. Yeah.
Even when I'm losing, it's fun. It's a
Yeah.
challenge, you know what I mean? It's you're testing yourself to see if you have what it takes
Well,
to
did you see
overcome it.
how Jared beat Jeremy in the last tournament in Lethbridge? He actually just did an aggressive bam top roll, just finished him
Yeah.
right off the go flash. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
seen Jared flash somebody before, and he
He
flashed.
can, he can do it.
He can do it, but he just never does it. Yeah, yeah. But I think with Jeremy, he knew that Jeremy's getting a lot stronger, and he
Yeah.
just he just went and pinned him right
And Jeremy, he didn't want it to be drug out into like a greasy
match. Yeah.
grinder, because Jeremy gets in those real deep grinders, real greasy
Oh,
grinders.
exactly, exactly. Yeah.
And then it's like, well,
Well, he was really sore and beat up for the Lethbridge tournament too, and he didn't
yeah,
do very well. He actually got spanked. Yeah.
it happens.
But it just goes to show, right? Like, if you're beat up, but he still had fun. So, it's not always about winning either.
Unless you're 100% peak. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry too much. Like I wouldn't be too upset if I didn't
No.
win.
No. Yeah, if you're peaked and you don't get a pin or something, then it's like, oh
I'd
shit.
be low. So I'd be like, damn it, I trained this hard and I can't even get a pin.
Oh, arm historian was in the chat. Nice. Yeah. Dropping a light quickly and saying hi before I go to sleep. Yeah, it's late for him. It's like 2 or 3 a.m. for the arm
Oh
historian.
geez.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I watched his lives are good. He doesn't I never even seen him do a live. I seen one other live from him and I seen it today, so I hopped on and I was like, yeah, he's got a lot. He had like 20 something guys in the chat. It was good. And it was pretty good. And he's really he interacts with the chat really well. I gotta learn that a little better. So it was really
He's
good.
liking the Dragon Ball
Z, yeah,
shirt.
yeah. Oh,
He
I
should
know
see your tattoos.
if
Yeah.
he yeah, 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 I got some.
There's
And
Piccolo, yeah.
my wall is all Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Dude, I need one of those like the one you got. The
Yeah.
Vegeta one. I need one like that.
Oh yeah, buddy. And I got a lamp, a Vegeta lamp that's
Yeah.
on the floor over there. Yeah. But yeah, we're
Good
diehard
stuff.
DBZ guys. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love Dragon Ball, man.
One
Super.
of these days I might come out in like a turtle hermit gi, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come out like Master Roshi. Yeah.
Come out as master. Oh god.
Yeah, I could do it. I shave my head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe when I'm old I'll do it.
Yeah,
Let's get real
yeah.
jacked.
Well, you know what? Actually, I was thinking about it though. You know what? We're like Super Saiyans, man.
Yeah,
Super
totally.
Saiyans, they did Super Saiyans have to fight to get stronger. They
Yeah,
can
they
only
can't train.
reach they can only reach their next level after a hard fight.
After good Zenkai boost, they call
That's
it.
right. But see, and when we arm wrestle, every single time we get into a war, we level up. It's like it's almost
100%.
like Saiyans. Yeah.
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
Except we get stronger from training too.
Oh yeah. Bam. That baby. She's pumping. My tattoos hide my muscles. I don't even have a single centimeter of fat or skin when I do that, but it doesn't
You
look.
just can't even tell.
It just looks like ink. Yeah.
I've got a couple muscle hernias on my forearms because there's like,
Well, little bulges.
yeah, just because it's coming through the skin, the muscles coming through just 'cause it's so thin.
Yeah, for sure. So, oh, it looks like I might have a match at Battlezone.
Hey,
Perry phoned me the other day and we talked for a while and he wants me to pull. Hey, there's Ian.
Hey guys.
Hey, buddy.
howdy.
How are
So
you?
I thought for whatever reason it was an hour from now, and I just had to sum up on some things.
Oh, no worries, buddy.
No problem.
We were just talking. Perry offered me a super match at Battlezone in
Oh,
February.
I love what Perry's doing. I
Oh yeah.
Battlezone's awesome.
Oh yeah. I've always been part of Battlezone. I've never missed one. Yeah. Well,
Really?
since I started arm wrestling. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm there every year.
Oh fuck, you missed the first two max.
Well, I know, but the battle zones are here, man, so it's been easier.
Oh yeah. See, I always get confused, right? Because
He runs it in the east and west.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
he owns the both of them. Yeah.
yeah. I keep forgetting about the western side.
He wants me to pull a guy named Nathan Guitard.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, I know he's an East Coast guy. I know he got a pin on Kenny Snow recently, so he must be pretty good.
Hey,
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah.
not gonna take him lightly anyway.
yeah, Kenny Snow's no joke.
Kenny Snow's really good.
Oh,
Really good. He should start pulling more, actually, that guy, because I think he's got a lot of potential. I mean, 2 years ago, he beat
sorry. Who Kenny Snow needs to pull more?
Kenny Snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he always pulls at Battlezone. Yeah. Yeah. He beat Len Houghton 2 years ago at like 220.
And didn't
Shut
him and
up.
Sean have a match?
He beat Sean. Oh yeah.
That was a while ago there.
That was
Really?
last year. They had a super match last year. And he went against Ty. And he beat Ty 3-1.
Yeah, he was really good.
So no, I don't know how he is out east, but when he comes to the west, he shows up. Yeah,
No, good. That's the way it's supposed to. Is if you're traveling, bring your game.
that's
Yeah.
right.
If you're traveling.
Yeah. So how's the aftermath? Is you still on cloud nine or?
Oh well, my eyes hurt. I need to learn to. I need work life balance. I need to
Oh, I know
put the
that.
phone down.
Yeah.
See, everybody in the world doesn't work on our,
I
time
know.
zone.
Yeah.
So like
I
2 o'clock in
know
the
Mm,
that.
morning, I'm getting ding, ding, and like,
I
what if
do.
it's important?
I know. I'm the same way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I'm
so
the same
I'm
way.
thinking about leaving my charger in the kitchen and just when I go to bed, just fucking put it on the charger and I can just
Yeah.
answer people in the morning.
Yep.
They got to
yeah.
know that time zones are the way they are and stuff like that, right?
Well, a lot of people do just turn their phone off, but see, you're like me, right? In case it's an emergency, I better, you know what
But
I
I
mean?
have a lot of overseas guys want to be part of Mac. I was not expecting that.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of interest, buddy.
I didn't think. I just thought like overseas was just,
No,
WAF way of doing things, the strict way and stuff. And all of a
no,
sudden, I'm not going to get into who, but
no.
there was two massive names that I was like, well, one is a political nightmare.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Mhm.
I
Bulgarian.
can't get into it, but you probably could figure it out.
Oh,
And I actually had to message other people about them.
Did Saban get a hold of you?
Fucking
He's a good, you know what? He's got a big heart, man. He's a good
I
guy.
know he does. I know he does. The thing is I have to remember this is invite league only,
Yeah, no, I get
and
that.
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Um, we are trying to pump a product
Yeah.
that can prove that. So I'm trying to prove two things. Um, arm wrestling doesn't have to be slow, gay, and stupid,
Yeah.
and it does. And like when I put on a huge card, it's because I'm trying to involve everybody. I'm anybody that wants to pull. It's hard to say no to people, right? And I want everybody to be involved. Sometimes finances get in the way, and sometimes just timing gets in the way.
I know
But
that.
of course, I want everybody to be involved and to have an opportunity. But at the same time, it's like
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
um, I do know that I got to start reducing these cards. Like I understand that. But then it's like, do you want to pay for a pay per view that lasts an hour and a half? Do you get what I'm saying? Because if I say I cut my total like prelim and everything, I think it was I want to say it was 31 super matches and a 6-man round robin. Okay.
It was something like that, yeah. Well,
If I'm off, it's like within a match or so.
not
Okay.
that much. Yeah.
Um, and it took 2 hours to do prelim, 4 hours to do main event. But was it a real 4 hours because we had that long break, technical difficulty, right?
Yeah, there was a long break there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So honestly, if we're being fair, because our technical stuff, it's going to get better. Like Matthias is all over it. Our production was Mac One, I think, had 3 cameras or 4 cameras. This had 7, with 3 cameramen, and they had like gimbals and bodysuits, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
It was better this time that way. I enjoyed it better. There was a little technical errors with the instant replays. It would just
yeah,
frozen screen, but
the commentators needed a little bit more of a lesson on that, I think,
yeah.
because like they didn't use all the options. Like that replay button thing, they had like slow motion forward, slow motion backward,
Oh, they
slow
were screwing it
motion
up. Oh,
change
okay.
camera angles.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the thing, like it was
Simplified for
super underutilized, which just means what? Well, we have to get them better trained on this before. So
get
there's a
better
lot of lessons
communication.
learned. I know that while I'm there, I need to not be mic'd up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I say stupid shit. I just tell, you know what I mean? Here I am mic'd up, not even realizing that I am.
What you're saying, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'm just talking and shooting the shit with my buddy like anybody would. And, it's just not professional. So I'm Mac 3. You're going to see a whole lot less of me in Mac 3. I'm not going to grab the mic as much. And that's a lot of nerves. That's a lot of me micromanaging, thinking that somebody might not get the full. Like when Dave said the rules, he was fine. He made him like one mistake or whatever, but then I felt the need to correct it. That was on me. There's a lot of shit that I did that wasn't kosher, but I'm learning too, guys. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
of
saying?
course.
But I do want to address a few things that you said on your thing. I'm not overly mad. I understand that.
I thought you were mad at me.
I was annoyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Mad would be like I thought you were purposely trying to
No,
sabotage me.
no, I
No,
wasn't.
no, I'm saying I would have been mad if I thought you were purposely sabotaging me. But what you were saying, I
That's what I
felt
was
like
seeing, though. I know, and then
I
like,
understand. I
oh,
understand.
or
That's what you're
thought saying,
seeing. But just because you see doesn't mean you're interpreting correctly.
maybe, yeah,
Okay.
you could
Do
be
you get
right.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of times we see things and we think, oh, it's like that picture. I don't know if you've seen this. So a camera is taking a picture through a frame, and then there was these two things that show up in the camera, and it made you believe that like a murder was happening, right? But then you pull
Yeah,
back the camera so you get everybody and everything in the frame, and it wasn't that at all.
I get it.
Okay. So how about this? Before I address any of that stuff,
Mhm.
why don't you just do what you normally do and ask me some questions, and then I'll answer them.
Oh, sure, sure.
How about you
No,
take over your own show? How
oh
about
no, it's good. Hey,
that?
listen, listen, before we move on, I thought you would be a little offended because I was a little offended by me because it was long. It was 6.5 hours. Okay. It's, listen, I was in my first commentary. I try to be honest and like I can only really go off what I am seeing because I think what we see on the screen is different from what's right there. And I realize that.
Yeah,
You know what I
100%.
mean?
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
No.
But I looked at and now I realize that I can't look at it the way I look at it. And what I look how I looked at it is prelims were an event themselves. They were on a
Their own
different
thing.
format. Do you get what I mean? They were
Yep.
literally
Yep.
on YouTube, free of charge under the Mac banner, Mac rules. There was a lot of things that we weren't doing for those guys. Like we didn't have the smoke and we didn't have the sparklers and we didn't have
Yep.
the lights going. And, it was just like, it was an introduction to professional arm wrestling for amateurs, higher end, low level professionals. Okay. And basically, that's a platform I'd like to continue. However, maybe it needs to be on a different day. I don't know. Because, like you said, a guy like you who was actually going to watch them first match to the end did sit through 6 hours. Now, if we look at it, uh, any other event that had 10 matches and a 6-man round robin, that's an event all by itself, even if we didn't go into the main card. And that would have taken 4 hours, five
Yeah.
hours at any other WAF
Oh,
run event.
listen, we were
100%.
very impressed at the speed still with the amount of matches you had and how fast the matches were flowing when they were flowing.
Yeah.
We were
So
impressed.
so
Yeah.
that was 2 hours. So we but now let's just take nobody even does for an entire card prelim and everything. Nobody has a 22 match card. Nobody, right? I did this. Maybe it was a bad move, but I did it to prove that I could and that the first one wasn't a fluke. And I knew the answer to this because I already know what went on this summer at Jody Harper's event where we started at 1:30, finished at 6:20, and we did 36
Yeah,
fucking
it's
super matches.
crazy. I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
36 super matches. Okay,
Yeah.
so 22, I was like, this is a piece of piss. Now, all right. Also, we had what 25 minutes, 30 minutes of downtime. So if we
Maybe
didn't have
more.
the
Maybe
technical
more. Yeah.
gremlin, um, are we even talking about a 4 hour of 22 matches? We're actually not. We're
No,
talking about three and a
3 hours.
quarter,
Maybe probably 3.
3:10,
You're probably doing 3.
maybe three. You think it was an hour downtime? Because I don't know. I don't see the replay
Well,
of
yeah,
that.
I'd say that if you count the like half an hour before it started, yeah. Like
No,
if you factor that first half an
I'm
hour.
talking about when we started the 22 matches, like
yeah, after the prelim stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, like the official live started and there was about like a 25-minute before like the first match started type of thing.
Or was
oh
the
really?
round robin was after the prelims, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you had
Yeah.
prelim super
Yeah.
matches, then round robin.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the end of the free,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we got into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys
but
just probably started the live as soon as the other one was done, so that 25 minutes was just from the end of the round robin to the start.
well, there was, I guess, some other things that we had to set up
Yeah.
and whatever, and get the match order and people understanding that, like right away, the first match We even have Tyler Bozan behind the curtain. Like I was
He's a
like,
beast.
he was beast. I'm like, how is he not? He's getting announced, and then he comes through the main uh, place that just to come out the same way he came. It's like everybody knew to go around the thing, come out through the curtains, and I was like, okay, well, that's starting off. But I love Tyler, and we failed to let him know that he was first match up. So I guess that's on us. But let's look at some of the criticisms and like let's look at it through a real microscope. Okay, let's break it down.
Yeah.
All right, we all love that Mac matches run fast and
Yeah.
smooth and stuff. Okay, but there is a cost to that. What is the cost? A lot of times in WAF style arm wrestling, IFA, whatever, basically the 7x7 pad standard arm wrestling, we'll call that. I don't want to keep saying WAF because it sounds like I'm picking on them, but let's call standard arm wrestling, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times when you see scores of 3-1, 3-2, people think, oh, that must have been extremely competitive. When the actuality is that it's so hard to play within the rules that they have set out that a lot of times a weaker puller will get a win or two based on the stronger puller making infractions, thus making the overall score look more competitive than it is.
I get it.
When you go to Mac, all right, in a 3-foul system, on a table where it's difficult to elbow foul on, and there's 2 warnings, you are stuck with your opponent.
Yeah.
And if you're not as strong as him, it might likely be a 3-0. We are going to have more 3-0s because the real result is what we're going to see. No bullshit, no inflammatory fucking, hey, he moved, he farted, there you go, foul. You know what I mean? No.
So that was one of the things that bugged you though, was that we were saying I've never seen so many 3-0s before.
It did because
you're addressing it, so it's good. I want you to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I need people to understand though, if you want to corrupt something, like put the fix in or whatever, make a shit ton of rules. Make a fucking shit ton of rules. Why? Because who's ever officiating that, if he's on the take, then he can find a fucking any kind of infraction to make it make you the guilty party, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
because your shoulder. I told you, warning, shoulders.
Yeah.
You warning, second warning, foul.
Yeah.
Holy fuck,
I've had it.
I didn't even have time to scratch my balls.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Whereas in Mac, it is the onus is on you to show up to the table ready. Like as soon as we get you going, and as soon as we got that strap on, trust and believe the go is coming very quick. So guys that are doing the super slow thumb close or the super slow, that's a foul, bro. You're not listening. It's not about you at this point. It's about the fucking show. It's about entertainment, the people that pay the tickets, the people that if you want to be hired at Mac, you need to be a team player and understand the rules. And if you don't like it, guys, look, no one's forcing you to come. If you don't like it, there is 100,000 leagues out there that have the standard arm wrestling. But if you feel like, you know what, I like this pace, I like the how fair it is in terms of like the results are generally the true results. I'll tell you this right now. If you were to run that super match, send all those people and just run it the next weekend and the weekend after that, I bet you the results would be pretty fucking close.
We've already seen it with Bellin and Rick. So
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. No.
Okay, but I bet you if you ran all those same guys under WAF rules, I bet you a dime a dozen. Exactly. There might even be people that win that lost the first time, or the scores will be all over.
You're 100% right. Listen, you already know what my biggest, and you said it's because I don't know much about arm wrestling, which I don't know about. That's true.
No, I said about arm wrestlers. I live, eat, and breathe, and I said about the arm wrestlers in where you're from. I said you also said it favored hookers. I'm like, well, if
I
you
can
have a
explain
fucking
it.
if you have a fucking card where 80% of them are hookers, guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
You're gonna have
You're
a
gonna have a
lot
lot
of
of
fucking.
hooking. I
But
know.
if you look at the statistics in Mac, all around, going right from Mac 1 to Jody Harper's event to the
There's top
tiny
rolls. Yeah,
top,
oh, yeah.
not just that there's top rolls, that top roll versus hook normally favors the statistics show that the top roller has the advantage. I mean,
No,
the case in point, and I don't mean they have an advantage. I don't believe anyone has an
there's
advantage.
no advantage for
I
sure.
don't believe there is. I'm just saying statistically, the top rollers are beating the hookers as it is. Now,
Yeah.
it might have changed a little bit in terms of how many hookers won at my last event,
Yeah.
but it was hooker versus hooker. Okay. But like, I mean, like Joe Fox is stronger than Alan Ford.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care. He is stronger than Alan Ford. Could
Oh,
not
yeah.
sink a hook to
No,
save his life.
no. And we thought that we already predicted that beforehand. Now, listen, I'm going to say, because I was typing, and I'm not very good at explaining what I mean when I'm typing. So,
Okay.
like anything we talked about afterwards, it was me typing. So it's hard to get what I mean. We never talked personally.
Yeah.
Now, from the TV point of it, and you're right, a lot of them were hookers. So you're right. Of course, it's going to go on a hook, and the good top rollers still top rolled and won. So like, I don't have an argument there. But just when I was watching, and I mean, even in the rules meeting, you did say, if guys are both happy being a little this way, we'll let it go, right?
No, I didn't say. I said not carving.
Not
I said
carved, but like,
no. I meant. Okay.
okay, yeah, tell me
So
what you meant, but yeah.
okay. So if stand up for me, can you? Okay. Look at how your arms are natural lie. Okay. You see how they're turned inward.
Yep.
Now
Oh,
imagine.
yeah, I know
Now
what
put
you're
your
saying.
right arm on an elbow pad, that imaginary elbow pad.
I
You
know what
see
you're
that
saying.
angle?
Yeah, I see
That's
what
what I'm
you're
talking about. I'm
saying.
talking about that, not
Okay.
not
You're
this
talking about the bone
forced,
line. Yeah.
not this forced thing. And then when they get you center, then they twist your wrist backwards because they want your hand to be parallel with the sides of the
Yeah,
table.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's not it. And I never want to see this. Like I
Oh,
never want to see the pinky
okay.
turning upward.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Never want to see that. If both guys have a little bit of bend, and the referees are cool and they're cool with it, like
Yeah,
a pronated
yeah.
bend, that favors
Well,
no one. The hooker likes it. Top
yeah.
roll also like it. Where it
Well,
changes, where it changes is when the bottom of the hand turns, or you allow someone to push
the
forward.
carve or push forward, yeah.
Carving, yeah. I never once said you're allowed to carve.
No, I didn't mean that. You explained it well, and I understand. But I'll still say what I seen though. And this is not on you or the rules or the event.
Okay.
Okay. You got to remember there's other people involved too, and they're only human. But I did watch when Dave was setting them up a few times. He would put when he pushed the hands, the palm, like he really made it so the palms were like this. When he pushed them together, and the way it was they were getting pushed together on screen from what I was seeing, right? Like, I'm only going by what I'm seeing, Ian. I'm not
Just
saying that you let it go,
tell me what you saw. Tell me what
but
you thought.
it did look like a lot of the matches were starting a little this way, right? And it was just like this right away. And there was the match with Pork Chop where it almost seemed like he was like before the one round started, like he
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean? He was
So
already in there.
that's a bit on the referees,
Yes,
and
and
I'm
that's what
sure,
they're
but
not
it's
all on you.
also,
Yeah.
can I tell you, if you watch in a WAF style and a guy's getting the fucking straps on, don't you see them do this kickback thing?
Oh
You
yeah.
see a lot of guys do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right? They're trying to cheat.
I'm the opposite. I like to when I go to the table, I like to have my pronation active. So when I
Yeah,
close, I'm activated.
there is a reason that you kick back in the straps. It's when it gets tightened, you can get further forward,
Yeah,
okay? Because
yeah,
as you're being tightened down, your
yeah.
hand is
I get it.
adjusting, right?
I do
So
it too. If I get the buckle, I let it go and then I grab, and then when I come up, I got everything.
the rule is that you come in like a karate chop. Natural lie of the arm. Oh my goodness, my kids. I'll just have to do a little message here. My
Oh, it's okay.
call you later. Okay. Natural lie of the arm, and close, and it's a karate chop, right? And then it's like close. So there's not to be bends in the wrists or kickbacks and everything. And you got to remember, these referees are grabbing their hands. One guy's trying to focus on webbing and stuff, and when that happens, The other guy throws the friggin' strap on, and then it's fast at that
Mhm.
point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got the webbing. Then you grab the wrist, make sure nobody's cheating, like that, like every
Mhm.
however you want to do it. But in this case, it's like we grab your wrist so that
Mhm.
the referees really know just that guys are straight, and then it's like close your thumbs, close your hands, go,
Oh.
and we're going for that. And you're not going to get the perfect grip every time.
Mhm.
It's never going to happen. Like I've never gotten the perfect grip every single time in WAF. It'd be silly to think that you would get that in Mac, but you can't sit there and complain with the referee because the referee is not waiting for you, bro.
Mhm.
You got to be ready. And if you get a shittier grip than normal, that's the fucking breaks,
No, I
man.
get
You
what
know
you're
what I mean?
saying. I get what you're
Just
saying. I was
adjust.
just trying to
And
justify my criticism.
no, that's fine. I'm
That's
just
all.
saying, I'm also
Mm.
explaining myself too.
Mhm.
Then once the match is done, yeah, it's a shit result for you, but you can say, look, this is what I'm complaining about. I feel like you're doing this, that, and the other thing. And but if you're going to do that, make sure you're clear and concise about what it is you're talking. Like a couple guys were arguing with the referee, and nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Do you
Well,
know
there
what I
was
mean? Like
one with
somebody was
Brandon
saying,
Elsesser. Brandon Elsesser was saying that his hand was getting pushed in. He actually said it in one of the rounds. If
yeah,
you
he
go
was
back and
saying
watch.
something, but
But
like,
that's what I was seeing, though. I was actually
okay,
seeing
but
the
he
hands getting
wasn't
pushed in this way.
communicating. He was clearly not communicating it
Okay,
well
then
enough for
properly.
Dave to understand,
Okay,
And
yeah,
the thing is, if you're hyper
yeah. Hmm.
and anxiety filled when you're trying to
That's
talk to a
me.
ref,
Yeah, that's me usually.
then
Yeah,
understand how
say
that's
about
being
right.
received.
Yeah.
And a guy, okay, you're on camera, he's on camera too. And guess what? It's a hell of a lot longer day for them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like, all right, I need to eat crow a little bit here. I am a guy who is berated and been frustrated with a lot of referees in the past, which is kind of why I have my particulars. Like I'm Dave Knox, Bart Wood, like they are the two guys. One of those two guys right now, until I can trust the greater, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
They have the most experience in this style, this form of arm wrestling. So their refereeing is elite for this. Okay,
He does
and
seem like he gets still really nervous, Dave.
yeah,
He was
because at the end of
panicking a
the
few
day,
times. Yeah, yeah.
at the end of the day, even though he has the most experience in Canada at this,
Still
it's
human.
still
Yeah,
what
Brand new,
experience
yeah.
yeah.
does he have, right? Like
Oh, it's true.
we have to give everybody, and as the referees, we have to give them a little bit of a break too, because you
Oh,
could
of
hear
course.
me on the sidelines, guys. Just listen to the words of command,
Yeah.
especially in the prelims. Guys were not listening. I'm like, the match is not going to start until the referee has what
What
he
do you want? The
wants,
criteria, the set
the
criteria.
criteria, right?
Yeah.
So so I mean this super match had more uh matches end by fouls than
I,
all
did you see
matches.
the one guy? He lost. I never thought I'd ever see someone lose on fouls on your table.
I know,
And it
and
was
it finally
bad. It was bad, man.
happened.
Yeah,
But
it did.
it has to happen
Yeah, no, it's
if
true.
you are not following the words of instruction. I mean,
Oh,
there's still rules to this, guys.
yeah,
We
we
are giving
actually
you the rope, the infinity rope -1.
we actually
Okay.
came up with a reason why we think there was more fouls this time off the bat. 'Cause when we were
Oh
watching,
yeah, because there's no
because
ledge.
you've moved the back of the pad to the edge of the table. So now
Yeah,
when guys go back, they don't realize they're at the back of the pad and they actually just that's the table. So then all of a sudden they're just
yeah.
off, right?
But can I be honest with you? Like,
Yeah, I know. If you got that much room, you shouldn't need. I know exactly what you're
well, there's that. But can I
saying.
also say on a 7x7 or 8 and 8 1/4, the
Yeah.
back of the pad is the back of the pad. So there is nothing there to stop you on a WAF
No, but
either.
on a WAF table, when you have cushiony, well, when they're cushiony, you can force yourself down, and you could feel where the edge is before you get there because you're pushing down. You know what I'm saying? I can sense the
Yeah,
back of the pad
except that is more of a fault
in the table. I know. I agree.
in the exactly. So what you're
I know.
saying is because of the defect of these elbow
Yeah, I
pads,
know what you're
we're
saying.
allowed to. You
I
get
know.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I do. I understand. I
I
understand.
can't go off of that because if you
No,
look at a lot of Mazarenko tables back in the older days, their cushion was a lot more firm, and
Yeah,
that didn't really happen. But
yeah,
people have complained, oh, it's too hard and it causes more elbow fouls.
yeah,
You know, so they went to a softer one, and now what you're seeing is exactly that. So
yeah,
technically, they're getting more than 7 inches or 8 1/4, because if
yeah.
they
Because
can
they're
go to the
pushing down
edge,
that pad. Yep,
push it down, how
yep,
many
yep. I've
inches
seen
are
it.
there?
I've
And
seen it.
it happened to our table too, because
Mhm.
what adjustment on our elbow pads, we have to make the leather either more of a durable, less stretchy type. Because I don't know if you noticed, a couple guys would push, they'd be right at the boundary. Instead of going over the boundary, they just push the material
Yeah,
forward.
just push it forward. Yeah.
You know, and then what's the ref to do? He's like, well, he's technically out of the boundary, but
He's technically
he's
not.
within the red.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things we're going to address with that. I think we're going to get like a 3 millimeter, uh, like a tube-like structure, this kind of the same shape as like one of those round shoelaces, and we'll put that down and then put the leather over. So now there's a little bit of a forward and then a slight lip for friction, just so people know
Yeah.
a little bit, you know, and nothing that's going to be too abrasive
Yeah.
that hurts their elbow. I think with the back of the pad, my friend, I think if you got 9.5 inches,
I know what you're saying, and I agree. Yeah.
I can't feel too sore.
Yeah, I
You
know,
know what I
because
mean?
I just couldn't believe how many I was seeing. That's all. It was
Yeah,
just wow.
because here's one of the things that I've proven against my point, and I'm able to admit it, is no matter the size of the pad,
People will still push the boundaries.
people are naturally fucking. You give them an inch, they take
Yeah.
a mile. So that is one of the things I learned. However, do I think it's not beneficial to have bigger pads? Clearly, I don't. Think about how many matches end in actual pins.
Yeah,
And you know, as guys get more used to the setup and understanding the skill set that they need to be successful at Mac arm wrestling,
they can be trained specifically for it and be ready. Yeah.
It might not even be an issue, really. It could just be something observed basically because no one's been on this table before. You know, you've been on thousands of tens of thousands of hours on a different table. You're gonna subconsciously be wanting to do one thing, but then all of a sudden you have all this extra room. You're not gonna your subconscious doesn't know where the hell it is, right?
I've seen that. I seen that in the
that's true.
Alcester and Therian match. It was almost
So it just
like
takes a little
Brandon didn't
time,
realize he
go
had so
get it.
much pad.
Yeah.
Because if
So just
Brand, if
use it more and it probably might just disappear.
Yeah, if Brandon actually used that pad and the size of that pad, he could like he was pulling like he was on a WAF pad, and I'm like, you got all that pad, bring your arm forward. Like I was watching, and some of the guys were at pulling like if they were pulling on a 7, but you know what I mean?
You
Like
You
want to
gotta
know
imagine
what's
it's freedom
ironic?
almost.
yeah,
What's ironic too is I got to go practice with Brandon, because he and I mean this with all due respect. I love the guy. I think he's great. But if anyone should be prepared for Mac pulling, it has to be him.
yeah, because he's got so
He
many options too, the way he
No,
pulls
not just that. They literally have.
a
There's
table.
not a club in the world that has more Mac tables in their club. They have they have two of the older style,
Oh,
and they have the one that was at the event. I gave it to JJ to bring down because
oh
likely the
yeah, yeah.
next one is going to be in the States, and I'll just get another one made up here, right? Hey, listen, I got to ask you, what Mac hat is that? It's confusing me because I
This is
have.
the one you told me to get. This is the green, the military
Oh,
green.
it's a. Oh,
This is
okay.
my lighting. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because it looks a lot like my.
I have your hat just sitting up there. I'm gonna send it to you when I get one of when I get a new hat.
We'll make a trade
We
when I get.
will. And you
All
shouldn't
right.
have sent all the jerseys with JJ. You should have kept a couple for me. That's
Uh, anyway, we can like I'll
I'm
see you
bugging you. I'm
soon.
just gonna keep
But
busting
I'm
until
also
you get them.
making a new order, and we can get you exactly what you want.
I know. I'm just bugging. I
But
just want to make sure. That's all.
and
Wouldn't you
you
like
know
to see
what?
me
Just so
wearing
you
a
know,
black and gold Mac jersey?
yeah, yeah, we
Mm,
oh, you mean t-shirt? The t-shirts?
I like the jersey. You not doing the jerseys, or are they only for?
Oh, no, we have okay, yeah. I thought you said old black, and because we
No,
do have.
gold, like
Oh,
gold, black.
gold,
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
gold's nice, yeah.
yeah. You know, 100%. Like we got lots of those, and you're like what, a 3X?
yeah.
Yeah, I think there should be. I think I only got rid of one 3XL, and I think it was Rick that was wearing it. There's also big sizes. you know, we should really send a care package out to you guys because you guys have been so awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
cool.
we're always going to support you. And listen, you know what? I'm glad we talked about it because you know what? I felt really guilty because I know I was being, but I wasn't really talking about I wasn't even talking about Mac though when I was complaining. I should have been addressing like more directly where I was being skeptical.
Well, I
I was
know
being
that it wasn't
observant.
a great day for. I mean, it was Victor had a pretty good. He beat Radford, which I was impressed with
I
because
knew
that
he would be him. The other guy's a
it
beast.
was closer. It was closer than you
It
guys
was.
were like. He's gonna kill Radford. I would have said
I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to kill
it
him.
was the first match. I was like, anyway, Victor
I know.
proved to me that he's better. Okay,
He's good.
I never thought he would be in the match with
Tyler.
at all.
Yeah, but you know what? He
My
was
my
so.
wife is fucking making stupid faces at me.
He
Uh,
does it all the time. Yeah.
yeah, like I didn't care how strong he was. I was like, he's not. Tyler beats me left-handed. I'm like, you know, I and then when he won the first match, I'm like, what
Wow.
in the fuck am I watching?
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
He
Tyler
did
did gut it
lose. He
out.
did
But
lose. But
Tyler had to gut it out. Like if you asked me who I'd rather be physically after that match, it would have been Victor. You know what I mean? Because Victor, for instance,
Victor
Victor.
surprises you.
Well, no, I mean it didn't seem to take much energy out of it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, he's pretty technically sound. It's just he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have some strength,
Like
and then it's gonna be
he
over.
didn't seem tired, and Tyler felt like it looked like he ran
The marathon.
a marathon.
Yeah.
Are,
Yeah.
were you guys seeing me
Yeah.
this
No,
whole
you're
time?
good like that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you were good. You were good.
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Um.
I've always been impressed with Victor because he's a club member. You know, he's a club member.
Yeah, I wish he
Yeah.
would let us announce him as Russian though, because it's like
I
Russia
know what you
is
mean. It just sounds.
badass,
I know. I
and
know.
it just puts more prestige.
But you can't call him the crazy Russian because what's his
Because
name?
we had a bunch of Americans. Well, yeah, where the fuck were we? Okay, in Canada, we had a
Yeah.
bunch of Americans. We had a Georgian, and having a Russian, like it was a real international
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and it just, but listen, he's the athlete. It's his name, and if he wants to be introduced as Canadian, who am I to say?
Yeah. Well, he did. He got his Canadian. He's a citizen. Did it the legal way. You know, did all the good stuff, and you know, yeah.
I find that funny that you had to mention that you did it in the legal way. I find that so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody actually thought he didn't do that, eh?
No,
Nobody thought he fucking walked from
Yeah.
Russia and crossed into
Yeah.
the Bering Strait on his fucking
Oh,
paddleboard.
fuck. You wouldn't take that long. It's only like 2 miles, right?
I have a buddy that came from Hungary. He came from Hungary, and it was an asylum thing, and he
Oh
really
yeah,
got shot at. Oh yeah,
Damn.
yeah. He climbed under bridges and along pipes for like a mile and shimmied, and if he would have fell, he would have died. And
jeez.
stuck by
Did you see?
soldiers.
Like, is John Terrian not like? I don't think I could ever. Like, I obviously don't bet on my own matches, but like
Mhm.
if he goes to knuckles up or East versus West,
Yeah, he
like
will.
I have some insight as to potential next opponents for him in different leagues.
He's
And
got a match with my buddy coming up in a couple months, and that one, I think John's a heavy favorite, but if he doesn't respect this guy's side pressure, he might be in trouble. So
John is listen. John went perfect for the
he's
year
amazing.
of
He's amazing.
2024.
Yeah. No,
I
he's
think he
I
really
saw
respects.
him in like 2022, and he looked good back then.
Savage.
I saw
I
him
was
in
watching
person.
him in the Savage. Do you know that Savage search? I
Oh yeah, oh
remember
yeah,
seeing his
yeah,
video when he put his video for Arm Wars. I
yeah.
thought this guy's a character, man. And then I started watching him. Yeah.
So what my point to say is, I don't as much as he talks, and he doesn't talk that much, but he talks.
He's a good guy.
He doesn't overlook anybody. Like he
Yeah.
respects. He trains hard. He understands that he's got to give it his all to be. I mean, he did give it his all to beat Brandon, and it was it was incredible. It was. I'm looking at this guy who's half my size, and I'm in awe of him. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's been very few people like Rustam, obviously, Babayev, right? Both
Yeah, well,
both of them.
brother
The
too.
sister too is pretty good, but like,
Really?
yeah. I always get Rustam and Rustam. Is it Rustam and Rustam?
Yeah.
It's very close, right? But I always get their names wrong. But the one that beat Pushkar back in the day, who beat Paul Lynn
Yeah.
in the
That's
rematch,
Rustin.
that guy,
Yeah.
that guy, I first time I met him was FIBO Fitness Expo in Germany, and he was such a small dude, and I'm like, he wanted to practice with me. I'm like, bro, I'll throw you off the table. Like this is my mentality, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like back then too, I had a chest on me like a shield, and I was like, but I also have an Arm Wars event that you know, and Igor's like, come play, Igor Mezarenko, come. I'm like, look, you see, Arm Wars, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to go, like no,
Compete. Yeah.
but I'm glad I didn't because it probably would have sent my mentality back
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, it would have been bad for
Hmm.
ego. Yeah. Yeah.
he would have
He's
fucked me up.
barely weighing. He barely weighing 200 pounds on that match, and he put Paul into a hook whenever he or not Paul. Who did he pull again? Who did he
Oh
just pull?
yeah,
Sanders.
yeah,
Sanders. No, it was
yeah,
Sanders.
exactly.
And
Oh
Sanders is good. Sanders is good, man. Believe me.
no,
And
no,
he
I'm
went
fully
into a hook
aware.
every
I'm fully
time.
aware.
Yeah, like it was amazing. Well, Sanders was my coach for a long time too.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Like
Yeah,
Sanders,
yeah.
listen, you can't judge Sanders any kind of way because of a loss like that. I mean, first of all, it becomes sometimes when you have too much leverage and your angle gets all messed up, it becomes a disadvantage so too.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
there's a reason, like Pork Chop can beat guys like me, and then back in the day, the original Pork Chop was the vice grip Greg Boyce, basically a carbon copy of, and he was beating Devin and everybody. He was a two-time world champion. Like just
Yeah.
small guy, 5'7", maybe, grabs guys, boom, just sucks them in the hook. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody like the Babayev who can
Okay.
consistently
Well,
throw guys in the hook and just give them the house you do, you know?
it's stupid. How it's like, yeah, you have to be.
What do you
You
think of
have,
Michelle Dugan?
oh,
Bit
she's always been really strong,
of
man.
a burner, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but Danielle Evenson, that girl, she's
she
going
can
to be
pull.
world class in a year or two.
Oh
That's
yeah,
totally
she's only been pulling a couple years.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like, but with all her dedication to training, it's like
yeah. I've been
Devin Larratt.
watched her.
It's like Devin Larratt-esque, you know. But
Yeah,
she's doing everything. Like she's obsessed, right?
yeah,
And she's a younger, taller, bigger person than Michelle,
yeah. But
and
Michelle's
yet,
strong. She got strong.
oh my goodness, so she ever and that side like
See her.
her.
Yeah, her. Well, when Michelle loses, a lot of times it's because her hand. She ends up blowing up. Sometimes she has endurance problems, but like she's strong as nails all the time. Like I've watched all her matches, so I definitely know the Black Scorpion. And
But
plus, I know James. I'm friends with. Her husband's one of the best guys in the world, so he's good.
oh yeah, he never shies to tell me his opinion. So it
Oh
was
no, he's
Hmm.
no. Maybe that's why I get along so good with him because I'm opinionated too. I don't know. Yeah,
um, what other matches stood out to you? I mean,
yeah.
obviously the Heidelberg one round was the highlight of the night. Like
I
that,
really thought he was coming back. I thought it was Bellin.
yeah,
I
because
thought it
of
was Josh
yeah,
Bellin too. Yep.
everybody said I did too, and I had to eat crow on that one because I walked over when it was match going into match four.
Yeah.
I thought, well, this is gonna be a shutout for Wayne, so I
I think
actually
it was
went
a little
over.
bit of sandbag myself.
What's that?
I think it was a little bit of a sandbag by Wayne.
Let me tell you something. I know I've talked to Wayne. He's watched the match 300 something times.
Yeah.
He absolutely tried to finish it.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
100%. Ask him.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
tried, and it told he said to him, he's like, dude, like that was a good experience for me because I always feel like if I got you an inch from the pad, I'm winning this. Like it's never happened. And Rick just stuck in there and adjusted. It was a good watch his movement about how where he applies kickback pressure, and he's forced into the kickback because his hands taken.
Mhm.
But like where he stops, uses his biceps, reposts, like And then he kept
Maybe
his
some bone
fingers
line
strong.
shit too, some bone stuff too.
His
Yeah.
fingers were maintained pressure on Wayne's wrist.
He always does that. He's strong through this part of his hand. He did that with Josh. So
And he kept going and he kept going. When he finally transitioned for a pin, it sounded like it wasn't as big of a deal, but it sounded like when I was in Turkey watching Dev stop Levon, like everybody stood up, screamed, and was not a single person remained in their seat.
we were freaking out. That was
Yeah, fuck.
yes. I thought that
And
was
here I am with fucking egg on my face, got the championship belt that I went over and took from the table, and people were like, "Put that belt down!" Like I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I'll go
yeah.
put
You're ready,
put the
yeah.
belt down and go sit the fuck down too." And I
Yeah.
did until like, and then Wayne said he said he was blowing up, he was getting tired,
He
and
just
it
put
didn't look
everything on
like
that
Rick
last hit
did,
again.
and he's like, it didn't look like Rick was getting tired, so he said he knew how important round match 5 was. And he said, I hit him everything but with the house and the kitchen sink. He's like,
Yeah, you could tell.
he wanted that belt because, like, I mean, he did some studying on Bellin and Rick as well. Those are his two most recent matches, and both times he came back, and he came back from with Rick Bellin too,
Yeah,
which
twice.
is even more impressive because he was down to his last foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was down to yeah, he was too. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
but we all know, and I think I've talked to Rick about this. It's like, listen, you're never going to be an elite arm wrestler if you can't
Unless you
deal with
know.
speed. He has to be able to deal with
Yeah,
speed,
I know what you're saying.
and he can't wait till the match is almost over to then figure it out,
He just needs to build his center table. That's all. Like,
which is difficult to do in a no load league.
oh, it's true too. But you can load on. I learned a long time ago, and Matt pumped it into me early. He goes, Brian, just load. I said, I can't load. No loading. He goes, no, you load on yourself.
Yeah, it's
Like,
called a stiff arm. Yes, you're
yeah,
allowed to have a
yeah,
stiff arm. And
yeah.
then
And you can do it.
if the referee moves you, you ease up,
Mhm.
to allow him to move
And then go
wherever it
stiff
is. The
there. Yeah,
second he places you, you're allowed to be stiff,
yeah.
but you cannot push. A lot of
No, I know.
people
You
get too
can't put no
excited,
pressure.
no
But like when I
pressure.
do it, I'm always like activated. So like I'm down and I'm ready. I'm braced. So when it's go time, it's like a shock absorber. You know what I mean? Like I can stop it right center. Well, if I'm strong enough, right? But that's how
Yeah.
I do hit. That's how, and I don't have a problem with hitters. Like I actually do really good with hitters. So, and I think that's and on a larger scale, I mean, I'm sure those guys would blast through me like nothing, but you
How
know.
many different Mac hats do you have? Because I feel like I see you in a different one all the time, or is it just the lighting?
I only got rid of I think I got like 7 or something. I only gave 2 away or
What?
3. Yeah, because
How
I
many?
want
What different colors do you have? I might want to buy them back from you.
yeah, I promise you the one white one back because I
Yeah, because I
there was
those
only 2 of them.
because I'm not dealing with lids no more. So
Hmm.
all those 6 panel ones I probably won't have anymore.
Are they
I
those
like I
crown
so who I'm
those
going
crown
with
lids,
is
aren't you?
what's that, sorry?
Wasn't it crown lids or crown?
Crown Lids is the brand from Lids, the store. But the lady I'm
Okay.
working with now, she can get those flex fit, the dry fit ones.
That's the one I want. I want a flex. I like the flex. You just gotta make sure it's a big one for my big hit.
Yeah, yeah, I have
These
to
ones here, I'm
remember.
on the last hole on these ones anyway.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, like I got a big, huge melon. So
Yeah, buddy. So I'll get that done. I just she's waiting on. So she was able to do like the name on the side of the head, but I was like, why is it so far in the middle? Like the lids one, they're closer to the front, right? And I said, what's going on? And she's like, oh, that's a special attachment. It's cost $1,700.
wow.
And I said, are you planning on getting it? She's like, absolutely. And I was like, okay, so I'm just literally waiting. Red, what do you want?
Aw.
What?
Aw. I
Okay.
love you though,
All
Daddy.
right. I know. He doesn't like when he's
Loser.
right beside me and I give him no loves. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
My
no.
dog's the same.
You're
Actually.
embarrassing me. Stop
Oh
it.
no, it's not
Look at him.
embarrassing.
Look at him.
He's
Like
cute.
he's okay. Hey, no. You want a treat?
Is he a German breed?
Uh,
or
Well, I
American.
forget. What
He
is it?
looks German
Roman?
to
It's
me.
it's Roman and German, right? Is
He
that
looks
how it
German
works?
to me. I used to.
Roman. He's of the bigger size, but
That's a German. Well, there's Germans got the big heads,
yeah,
and
he's got a
he looks
blockhead.
German. He looks German to me.
Yeah, but we keep him fit. Like he is. We don't feed him junk. We give him like very expensive
Oh,
dog food. His
well,
coat
yeah.
is beautiful.
Oh, he's
He doesn't have like his midsection towards his hips aren't like getting fat. Like if you look at a lot of big Rottweilers, they don't look athletic anymore because they're just eating all the
my
time.
dog's
They
fat.
just get big.
My
Their
dog's
hips
fat.
get big and stuff. Him, and it's funny coming from a fat human, right? I'm worried about my dog's fatness level, but
He care about
no, but
himself.
he like his chest is massive, but he tapers the way he's supposed to, and
Yeah.
we have to do that because that breed prone to hip dysplasia, and then you got to put him down. So it's like fuck that. I love this dog. I want him. They say 8 to 10 years. I want to have him for 12. You know.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart.
Oh, your dog's so cute. I love dogs, man. I love dogs with all my heart. So my dog has gotten fat. She's getting a little older, and I do spoil her. And she probably needs in the winter, she doesn't get enough exercise, right? So I got to we're trying to get her on a diet right now and bring her down a bit. But yeah, she pretty much she just eats what we eat, my dog.
Yeah.
I'm bad for that. Make a plate for the dog, make a plate for us.
I don't know what's going on. I can see you guys, but for
We see
some
you.
reason, your icons are small, like almost the same size as mine. Is that how yours is?
Yeah, they're small. Like our names.
No, your whole square.
Oh
Like
no, it's
if
huge
I
on
go
my
to the
screen.
left,
Yeah. If you want to see all of us, it's small. If you go to the middle, it'll just be whoever's
whoever's
talking.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah, you can adjust it. Yeah, I don't do it on the phone, so I don't know. I'm always on a PC.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. I got to hop off here, guys. Good
Oh
chat with you.
yeah, Zach. Thanks for coming on.
So just before you leave, though,
Yeah.
Zach, unless you're pressed for time, we are in conversations with somebody out west about uh, maybe Mac 4 and putting some serious dollars. Are you already aware of this, Zach?
Not like too much. No.
Okay. Because I never said I'd make it public, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. But when we go offline, if you want to talk, chat, I'll tell you, you know?
No. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
But like he reached out to me. I said I would reach out to the board and then he's going to talk to his board. And you guys, everybody on there, by the way. And
Hopefully it's
just,
not. Hopefully it's just not one person, because then I wouldn't be involved or I care to. But there's only one person that can do that, so I'm sure it's not him anyway.
oh, you lost me. Oh, no, it's not that guy.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Good.
No, fuck.
Mhm.
And I don't mean it like that. I don't know him, but all I know is when I got interested in working with Armfinity, it wasn't so much Armfinity that I wanted to work with. I wanted to work with Brian. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm more interested in the person than the name, right? Like, so when that Armfinity thing fell through, and I was approached by the other guy, it's not that I had a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him. I don't know him. I just knew that
You
it
might,
wouldn't make sense to work with Brian and try to do this with this guy. Does that make sense?
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So it's just I chose the guy that I originally spoke with and that and from my understanding, well no, that's a little bit too much, but there's some other factors as well.
Mm. It's okay, man. You know what? I don't care if it's me, this other person, whoever. If we can get you to Western Canada, I want to be a part of it.
Dude, like
Still want to get a Mac table, even if I'm not.
dude, I don't even know if you're not part of this actually. I just
Yeah.
assumed you were.
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't
I'm
maybe
invested.
I don't
I'm
know, but
invested morally anyway and consciously. So one way or another.
like the persons that are with this guy, I know for a fact you're really good friends with. So it's like I don't know. I just assumed that you'd be part of it. But anyways,
Oh
it's
yeah.
listen. I doubt very much that we come out west and you're not part of it. Like some way somehow. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a way that you're going to be part of it. You can be a sponsor. You can be an athlete. You can
Yeah.
take on any role you
Oh, I
want.
will be. I will be.
You
For
know,
sure.
and then we can also, if you guys got a logo for, did you guys obviously watched,
We have one, but we want to make a better one. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, make a better one, but you saw how our main sponsors got to have their logos in the
Yeah.
being seen all the time, no matter where the camera went.
Yeah, we
You're,
had one. I
what's
should
that?
I should have sponsored you. Yeah. We have a
No,
logo.
no, 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 dude, don't worry about that, and don't make that public that you didn't
Yeah.
sponsor me, because now everybody's gonna be like, why didn't they
Well,
sponsor him? You know what I mean? Like fucking.
yeah, yeah.
Then it
Well, I
looks
did in a
bad.
way. I did in a way. My time, and I definitely helped promote. I did my best to help promote it. So
Yeah, and to me that's totally fair. And if you would have thought about it, or and said, hey
yeah,
man, do
no,
you
I
mind
didn't think of it. I didn't think of
if
it.
you
That's
mind throwing my logo on your thing? I'm sure we would have did it. You know what I mean?
oh, but
Um,
you didn't get a chance to play our song though.
well, can I tell you, I sent, like, so you gave me a song. My buddy MJ, I paid him for his services. He made me a bunch of songs. And Matthias made a bunch of songs, and we sent it to him,
Yeah.
to our sound guy. But he's a professional.
He
He
used
had
what he
his
thought was
whole
best.
library of royalty-free music, and he just went with it. So,
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
It
I
there's
kind
no
of wanted.
royalty. It's free. It's you won't get copyright strike though if you
Well,
do any.
that's what we wanted. We wanted good
Yeah,
music that won't get copywritten, so we can just upload
yeah,
everything and not have to worry. I mean, I'm still like, I actually am trying to get this to various cable stations to see if they'll to air it in their local. Just every cable station that wants to. I mean, YouTube works, but it'd be nice to get on real TV. But we have to go
Yeah.
through, do a bit of editing with the f bombs and the
yeah.
fucking,
Oh yeah.
and Evan drinking
Oh
on.
yeah. That
Yeah.
yeah, Evan, yeah.
All right, guys,
Yeah.
I'll head out here,
All
but
right,
Okay,
sir.
brother. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take it easy, guys.
Take care,
Where's
bro.
Dakota? I thought he
He's
was.
been so busy lately. Yeah, so busy. He's got a girlfriend, I think. So you know that.
Dakota's got a girlfriend.
I think so. I think
So
so.
somebody's kissing that stash.
Yeah, that dirty stash.
That
Yeah.
fucking stash, man. She must be desperate. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
But
one to talk, eh? But
you know what, too, Ian? I'll actually make a few songs for Mac and just send them to you anyway, just because it's cool. You don't have to
Oh,
use.
do it. I love it. I'm I'm,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna,
I'm actually been pumping out some good fucking. I'm thinking about making a soundtrack for Through the Fingers because I'm getting like compliments in the chat saying, who did this song? Who sung this song for you? You know what I
no,
mean?
it's really fucking good. Like
Yeah, like
it's a perfect
I got about
intro
14 of them.
song.
I got 14 different ones that we use in our
How
video.
are you doing that?
I use an AI program. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
but you still gotta direct it, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the voice generation and how it blends the music, it's all amazing.
So you're giving it the lyrics, is what
I'm
you're.
definitely giving it the yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, then you have talent for writing then, because and you made an arm wrestling song with arm wrestling moves sound cool,
Yeah,
which to me doesn't sound
hard
like
to
the
do.
easiest thing in the world.
No. You start, top opener, break arm, like yeah, it gets blended pretty nicely. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
but production wise and everything, a lot better than Mac One.
Yeah. Listen, I know that you probably only heard me, whining about little things, but overall,
No,
I
I watched your whole fucking podcast,
yeah.
buddy.
Oh yeah.
Because I asked,
I was set on the grip thing. I did just from what I was seeing, but like
and
talking
it
to
might
you
have
more,
happened.
yeah.
It might have
But
happened,
it
but it's
wasn't
not the
directed.
rules.
But I think the problem is that you were taking it personally, like I meant it towards Mac arm wrestling, and I didn't. I think I was more watching the reffing, thinking that sometimes, that was, being either it looked like it was being manipulated, like in the setup,
Yeah,
but like you said, you had 80% hookers, and I never even thought of that. You know what? There was probably two guys at the table. There might have been a little bit, and they were just happy because both of them wanted to go into a hook anyway, right?
yeah. Like right off the hop when you had Mike Smith and Baby Bear.
Yeah,
Baby Bear is a hook
you
press
got,
guy. Mike
yeah, you
Smith
got
is a
creamed.
hooker.
I
Do
was
you get what I'm
surprised.
saying?
Yeah.
In fact, what was funny was the Jeff Radford Victor match went top roll,
Mm.
and I thought for sure that was going hook. Like it did kind of go.
Some
It
went
was
the
like a
hook. Yeah, but Victor can switch it out to a top roll when he
Yeah,
wants.
Victor ended up beating him with back pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
But
did go hooks.
they
But
were
I
inside
just
though.
assumed the whole thing would be a big hook match.
Well, it started that way, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Victor's hand and wrist were just too elite, too elite for Radford.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
see this match in a year's time if Radford continues though, because he's just a tank.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, he had to be pretty good in order to do what he did do to Victor. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. No,
You know,
Victor creamed me. I had him in an open, and his setup he was miles ahead of me in skill.
really,
Yeah,
that can happen. That can happen.
yeah. That's why I think I talk so highly about him too, because I just felt like he beat me before I knew I was beaten, and I was really impressed by it. Like
Yeah, buddy. I mean, there are killers out there.
yeah,
They
like, and I think if Victor keeps getting on his strength, I think he's going to be one of the top guys, definitely in the country at that weight. Yeah.
Well, Victor isn't just a good arm wrestler. He's highly intelligent. You only have to
Yes,
spend.
yes, I agree.
You only have to have a conversation with him for about 20 minutes to know that you're dealing with the fucking high
Yeah,
processor and the CPU is like fucking
yeah, it's
mint, you
on
know?
high. Fuck yeah, he's got the memory. Yeah, jacked up.
And,
Yeah.
okay, Red, you're okay.
Oh,
People are allowed to walk in front of the house.
oh
It's all
yeah.
right.
My dog does the same thing. Yeah. It's
Oh,
like hair stands up, starts barking. I'm like, what? And I look and there's nothing. I'm
what
like,
kind of, yeah, exactly. What kind of dog you got?
oh, she's a mutt. She's weird. She's Burmese pit border collie lab.
Did you say Burmese Pit Border Collie?
Or she's yeah, one of her parents was a Burmese mountain dog, and then half pit bull, and then the other one was a lab cross with a border collie. So
Ah,
she's actually interesting because she's got
as,
like kind of short fur.
yeah.
Like she's not hairy at all, but she's like got the border collie black and white.
Oh,
So it's like she looks kind of weird, right? And then she's got a little bit of pit face with like yeah, she's
is
her
she a
own
nice dog? Does she listen to
beautiful,
you?
beautiful. Oh,
And you love
very.
her?
I love
That's
this.
all that matters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I never sought out to get a Rottweiler. Okay, we wanted a dog, and went on Kijiji's, and there was this cute friggin' little Lottie puppy, and it was discounted. I only paid 1,500 for him. We were like $1,500 for a Rottie puppy, and the way it looked,
The
and
German breed too. That normally goes for
yeah,
20 grand.
and we're like, so we jumped all over it, and he's been my best friend. You
And they
know,
are. I've had three Rottweilers in my life, and the bond. They seem like they
they're
definitely
Velcro
bond
dogs.
hard. They bond hard. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great.
like the thing is I will have
They're a
many
good family dog.
in my lifetime. I will have many best friends. You know,
Oh yeah.
very good friends. But in my dog's lifetime, I'm his best friend.
Well, you know what? DMX. Remember DMX?
Yeah,
He said once. He goes, "Fucking people, you can't trust them as far as you throw them. Your dog, you could fucking blast, be mad at your dog, kick it in the ass, and a second later, somebody puts a threat to you, that dog's gonna risk its life for you.
yeah,
So how can it not be like man's best friend? Like
yeah. He. This one really like Andrea is. I think I love him. He loves me, but man, if anything, anyone raises a voice to her, anybody, like comes close to her that he doesn't know, he immediately puts his body between
yeah,
her and him. What? I don't need to be groomed right now. Okay. I am good. I will take a bath after though. Okay. I'll take a shower if that's okay. But like this is what he does. Like if
yeah.
he's like, Dad, you're talking too much. You're not giving me attention. So
And he knows when you're talking about him too.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's big or does he look like he's normal
He
or
looks healthy. Looks really healthy. Yeah, I
yeah,
can tell that he's not fat just by his neck.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
always very fit, very fit.
yeah,
He
yeah,
looks and it's that he's one of those that when he walks you can see the muscle striations move
yeah,
under the skin. Okay, you are gonna get it now. Now you're being forceful and I don't like that. Go lie down.
yeah,
I'm still the boss.
yeah. He
Okay.
starts rumbling. Does he growl for pets?
He, he,
My dog will like a light rumble.
so I have this thing that I do to him, and I've been doing it since he was a little baby. So if I put my arm around his body and I put it towards me, he just gives up. Like he's look at him. Because I'm covering him now, but look, see,
Yeah,
it's because
he
he
feels
thinks
trapped.
that there's no. Am I covering this? Or can
No, I see
he
it.
thinks there's no escape unless I go like that, and then he gets away.
Yeah.
But ever since he was a little pup, I just did that as punishment, and it was like a timeout. And so even now that he's like 130 pounds, like I, no, he's not quite 130. I think he's 125. 125. But even he just thinks, oh, I'm in jail. Like I can't. There's no way. I've tried this a million times. I can't overpower it, and I barely do anything. I just put my arm. Red, do you want a spanking? Go lie down now. You got to go to place. Go to place. Go to place. You're being a bully. All right, you just stand there and look at me funny. Anyway, sorry about that. No,
Anyway, yeah,
any
so listen, I'm glad that yeah, don't be mad at me. You know what? I thought about my live commentary after too, and I said that's not the best way to try to promote someone's event. And you know, and I didn't mean it that way at all. Like I actually loved the event still, and I was enjoying it. And I was just I think the 3-0s, I was surprised by it, but
And I thought you
understanding it.
might have been a little upset that Joe and Belov took losses when
Well,
you
it
guys were
wasn't
so.
mad. I didn't think it was unfair that way for them. No. They just took losses. I mean, Victor pulled amazing both matches in my mind. I thought
He really did.
that what's his name? The second guy he pulled, Tyler,
Yeah.
the amount of strength that guy has, I thought Victor did amazing.
Oh, and we all
You
agree.
know?
And
Yeah.
whatever Victor set out to prove to me, he did it. And it,
That-
even though he expected to win both matches, it doesn't matter because whatever he set out to prove to me, I was like, okay, you done it.
yeah.
Because I don't care. Victor was saying this. I'm like, okay, Victor, like I kind of believe you. I believe that you believe it, but
Well, I believe you.
I know
You know what
Tyler, and
I
I don't
told
think,
you.
huh?
You know, I was really,
Yeah, but
I
I
told
also
you.
know Tyler. I know Tyler, and I know the
Yeah.
competition,
But
and
you can
like
see why I still thought so highly of Victor, though. You know what I mean? Like, saying
100%.
he
That's what I'm
lost.
saying.
Yeah, he lost, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no,
Like
he,
that guy's no
yes,
joke. Yeah,
no, yes. You and Victor have proved your point, in my opinion. Of course.
yeah, for sure. But I
Uh,
didn't know how strong that guy was too. And afterwards, when I started getting to know who he was pulling, I was worried for Victor, but I was still just being confident. But I seen that guy didn't that guy beat Porky recently too? I thought he
no,
had a win on him, you know?
no, left-handed. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I
I heard that he did.
no,
Someone
I
posted
don't
it.
think. I think Porky is fucking unbelievable right now. Like I,
Like left-handed and undefeatable.
man, there's Devin, maybe Matt Mask. Uh,
Oh yeah, dude, because the levers and stuff too. I think for
doesn't
sure.
do well with long top. Obviously, Rick
Well,
Hyde,
he
but
did okay with Patrick. I thought that was. I thought
yeah,
I was impressed that he was able to just be so quick and it just got inside. And then, like I said, and then one of my criticisms that one round did seem like it started like when it started that Porky was like right around cart like already in a hook position when they said go, but
I
it was
the referees are going to review their performances. They're gonna debrief themselves. Like, what's his name? Dave Knox is my head referee. They're gonna be like constantly trying to improve what they can and can't allow. And they're learning too, guys. They're seasoned
oh yeah.
referees, but they are learning this new style as well, and they're trying to execute my vision. So there's a vision of WAF, and that's
That's
standard,
a different vision.
and that is a different vision that's been pumped into their brains since the second they started putting on the ref shirt. Okay,
Yeah.
and then I've come along, and I'm like, fuck all of that. Do this.
Hmm.
And they've done, in my opinion, a very good job up to this point. Have they made mistakes? Of course. I fuck up all the time, like all the time. Business deals, trusting people I shouldn't, and like I know I'm sounding a lot more bitter now, but it's like honestly, like I always work with this intention. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to fucking do it. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to fucking do it. Shy of a natural disaster or some sort of calamity that unforeseen that I cannot deal with,
Mhm.
I'm going to do what I said. So I operate in this foolish belief system that everybody does that, and it gets me fucked. You know.
Mhm. Somebody just posted they think Caleb destroys pork chop.
Well, good
You
for
know
them.
what? That's the match. That's the match that we all want to see. Yeah.
Good for them. I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy that they believe
When you
that.
come west, that would be great though if you can bring Porky out, and then that'd be
Porky, as long as Porky can get the time off, and he can enter whatever country that we're in, then
he'd
I'm
probably
gonna offer him a match.
yeah.
You know,
That's the match coming from Western Canada. That's who I think it'd be a really good match to see.
I I know Rick would probably fucking not want this, but
Pull Matt.
no, I want to see him and Josh again. I don't know why, I just
I
do.
think so too. I would not, you know what? That's one that I could watch over and over again, even if it is the same.
They're fucking bangers. Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want that? Like
Yeah.
that match that Buddy had out there, I
That
was a
was
little jealous of it. I was a little jealous of it because it was so
that
epic.
was he let through the fingers. We promoted that. So you
Yeah,
helped me, and that was amazing.
I was jealous of it because it was
You
actually
helped me. You're the one who did it.
huh?
You're the one that made it happen with me.
I
Remember I
know,
asked you? Remember I
know,
asked
but
you?
I
Yeah.
know, but that would have looked a lot better in Mac gear and on
Oh
a Mac
yeah.
table. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
the first match that they had was a banger. It was
Yeah.
great. It wasn't as good as that. That one, the second one was better. You
No, it
know,
was good. It was a good night. I loved it. I was there. I loved every minute of that match.
and I don't like admitting that because I am trying to promote the
Yeah,
table,
of
and
course.
but at the same thing,
But it was a banger on yours too, though.
it was. I'm just saying, like, come on, a 3-2 final, Rick being down. It's like a Rocky story. He's
Yeah.
on. He's on his last leg, and then he hits the guy, and he makes the
Yeah,
big comeback.
yeah.
Like, all right,
He
so
did. He done it
it,
twice now. It's like,
yeah, yeah, because I mean, if Josh ever gets in shape, cardiovascularly / arm conditioning,
you know,
he's a bad man.
he's a bad man. Yes.
He's a bad man.
In tournaments, I don't know the
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
time I seen him lose in a tournament, right? Yeah.
And I think Rick admits that too. Like, he probably wouldn't want to see Josh in a tournament setting.
Yeah, because Josh just does them quick. And you know what I mean? And he always
You
has
know that.
full arm again.
Somebody. I gotta get Sylvain Perron on one of these cards. I keep trying.
Yeah, that's a legend there. I'd love
Yeah.
to.
I gotta get Sylvain on there. Um,
Where's
Paul
his level? Is he
Passmore.
still pulling a lot?
Ooh, he wants to
Oh,
get back into it, but frig, I keep failing him with
I've seen him after pull a few events. He's been at a
Matt.
couple events
Yeah,
after pull. Yeah.
I want to get Paul Passmore out there.
Paul Passmore's a killer, man.
I want to get Carl Stanley.
I like Paul. You
I
know,
love Brad
Paul's a
Grundy.
really good person
If
too.
Brad Grundy is available, I'd like him to come pull. I gotta get.
Randy's on training for Bacho right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes. So okay. I also Philip Larson
But
from Sweden.
he's gonna be a great, very
Dude,
fast.
I telling you, I was the first to fucking pump his tires up, okay? Because
Yeah.
when I went over to East versus West, I got to practice with him, and at that time I was ahead, but I knew, I'm like, when he said he only had a year in arm wrestling, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? At the time, he had incredible directional pressure. So, but then if you stop that direction, he didn't know how to transition and go to a different one. He would choose.
Just go harder in that
So
direction.
so for example, like, you go this way and then you adjust to go this way or up or down or whatever in a natural transitional motion. He wouldn't do that. But if he was supposed to go this way, then when he reset, then he would go that way, and it would also be incredible. He
Yeah,
just didn't
yeah.
know how to put it together.
I know what you mean.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was
I
easy
struggle
to,
with it.
so it was
Yeah.
kind of easy to block where he was going. But if he would have gave me a couple of direction pressure, it might have been overwhelming, which is what I think he's at now. Like
Yeah.
he probably, well, certainly right now he'd be.
Brad will want that back though, because he wasn't doing shit for training or arm wrestling for a while, right? Because he was
No,
seriously
that's fair.
he was seriously thinking about retiring because he had the school, he had other priorities in
He's
his
gonna be a
life.
doctor or something,
Yeah,
right?
like he had other priorities, so he
Brad
was
Grundy, Brad Grundy
he's
is
gonna be one of the
another
best.
Victor-like brain. Like
Yeah,
he
he
is next
dissects everything.
level. He's next level intelligent. That man, you
Mhm.
know, and to
I
be
agree.
so young and just fucking Doogie Howser like,
Yeah,
he probably would even get that, quote Doogie Howser probably has no idea who that is, but
yeah, we know it's a young
the
genius
fucking
doctor. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I remember. That's an old show. We're old.
yeah, and that guy's gay for real, eh?
Is he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
yeah. I
Well, I
forget
think
his
a lot
name,
of
but
Hollywood, I think most of Hollywood's gays in some way.
they're 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 part of the alphabet club,
Definitely, definitely.
the
They've
LGBTQRSW
started it. Did you know that like 15% of Hollywood's kids are all like,
trans.
yeah, it's like they're forcing it on them or something. Mess. I don't want to get into that though, because that's like get me banned.
Yeah, we'll get canceled.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get canceled for sure.
yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah, I can't get into my views because my views are very like strike. So
look, I don't give a shit if you wear a dress to the table. Like,
yeah.
just make sure that whatever chromosomes you were born with, I don't even know if I
I
want
wonder,
to.
have you seen a trans in the arm wrestling community yet?
I have, and I actually love her. Like,
Oh,
I
you do
just
know
real,
somebody? Okay.
I
Yeah,
do, and she is a sweetheart, and
yeah.
I know that she went through a lot of shit, and she just wanted to be a puller. She wasn't cheating. She wasn't taking any
Hormones.
testosterones. Obviously, she was taking the opposite stuff, and there was a lot of people that didn't like her. But I
Well,
mean, that's why
you
I kind of have
understand
to pump the brakes a little bit on my opinion on that because I personally know,
because you know her.
I
And
know her. I mean, the community knows her name's Robin Chandler.
okay.
Google her. I mean, and if you ever have a 20-minute conversation with her, whatever fears you had, because I didn't know any transgendered people before her. Not like I knew of them or whatever, but I
Well,
didn't like.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I just like whatever you feel like when you talk to her, and you're like, oh, you know what? She's just a human being.
Yeah, as long as she's genuine.
Yeah. Oh
Listen,
yeah.
all I care, I don't care what anybody's sexual orientation is. That's the thing that I think is messed up these days. I don't give a shit what your sexual orientation is.
And
Just,
she was very beatable, even in the female like
but that's what I was
ranks.
gonna say. You're gonna get
She's
people
very
that
beatable.
I
She's
know
very beatable, and she wasn't there to make a like cyborg or whatever like that. I don't know, that MMA chick
yeah.
that is a dude that just smack crush skulls. Like she wasn't like that, and I don't think she had any desire to. She just liked arm wrestling, and she had the surgery to be a woman, and
Yeah.
she just competed. But like she won some, she lost some. But I don't think anybody was like, well, I know there are
People
women
will
though.
say that. People will say, "Oh, because she
Yeah.
went her life,
But I
her
do
life, those
actually
testimonies."
know, I do know women and women that I respect too
Mhm.
that refuse to pull her. I
Well,
do know that.
they think they don't agree with it, but I can respect their feelings too because I
I
see
do.
both sides of the fence. But I think
I do as
with
well.
anything combat and strength, I do frown upon it because like let's say I was 20 and I decided I went 20 through puberty. I was a man. I'm strong. I'm built still like a man. And just because I don't have the testosterone I used to have, I think I would still have an advantage. You know what I mean? Biologically.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, well, you're different because you know her and she's genuine to you, and you.
I haven't talked to her in a long time,
Yeah.
but
But you know what I'm
I
saying,
think
though, from the other side of the fence, I can see people
mm,
being against it.
I also got to say this. I've been a bit of a hypocrite because I've been like totally against the transgendered women being in women's sport. Like I just don't get it.
Well, it's not fair to the women. Not fair to the women.
Until I think about Chandler, Robin, then I'm like, I don't know. Like, was it a horrible? I think really what we need is if we're ever going to open this bag of worms, like maybe we should invite her on, and maybe we should invite if she's even willing to
Yeah,
go there,
I'd be down.
and maybe invite some of her competitors and just see
See
exactly
what
what
they
they
think.
think. Now, I'm telling you, if you got like a guy who was built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, then he gets a couple of implants and a fucking sex change, and he decides to go into the female. Like I might have a problem with that. You
Listen,
know,
I got two daughters though. So they're trained. Look at it this way, and this is being outside knowing anybody. Let's say you didn't know any transgenders,
sure,
and they train their whole life to accomplish something, and then somebody biologically just transfers over, and then now it's like it just cancels out everything they did all that time. Like like that weightlifter that went over and crushed all the world records right away. Well,
yeah,
or the swimmer, the girl, she trained her whole
yeah.
life
I
to,
think
to
all
win
her
that gold.
records were revoked. I
Yeah,
think
I
all
think,
her.
I think, I think so too. I think so too. But I'm just saying, even the mental, what it does at the time, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you
it
can't
just,
think about. Yeah.
I just think, listen, if there's enough trans one day, put them in make a special division. I don't know
Well,
what to
I
say
mean,
other than that.
I think there might be something to that.
Yeah, maybe.
Or if they were men or women, if they were men going to be women, then they allow that, uh, where it's just trans women. Like
Mhm.
when it's a man being a woman, it's trans woman, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so but the trans males
the trans males. Yeah.
can train with males,
The thing is I don't even think the trans males they get screwed because
but
there's no way they'll ever equal.
they get to
Yeah,
inject
but I don't
themselves.
even. No, I know, but I don't think it'd be good for them to compete in the men's classes either. In a sense, like in a
But it
ref,
would be their choice,
it
and
would.
we would be able to
You'd be more
argue that
okay
they
with it.
have.
I know you'd be more okay with it because biologically they're disadvantaged anyway, right?
That's right, and yeah.
It's a
Anyway,
tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
smarter people than me will figure it out. But it is a interesting topic. I know, and I don't
We
know.
might run
Like,
into it. We might run into it one day being promoters because
yeah,
the world's changing. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay
and
to
then
talk about it, I think.
I mean, I could maybe reach out to her and talk to her about it. But if she's not comfortable with it, then we just got to respect that too. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, she's been
It
dealing
might
with
be
it.
something she wants to do, get off her chest, and then
Maybe
hear it. Who knows, right? I mean, that's what this
as
platform
long
is
as
for.
honestly, as long as listen, she might say a lot of things that we don't agree with, and
Yeah.
if that's the case,
There'd be
we
no
have to show
bashing.
her
Oh,
respect. We'd
definitely.
have to show
Definitely.
her respect because
Yeah.
she's a guest on our show, and this is a very like, especially now, like it's like when she
Sensitive
transitioned.
topic.
I don't think it was when she transitioned. This was years ago, years and years ago.
Before it was a
It,
thing. Yeah.
it's way more of a thing now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe more than anything that she was a real transgendered person because
Hmm.
she wasn't trying to gain glory. She wasn't trying to get like it wasn't a thing. Nobody gave a fuck if you wanted to transgender. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
wanted a sex change. That's what they called it back then. Sex change. Oh, you
Sex
got sex
change. Yeah.
change. But nobody really fucking thought about it. It wasn't such a. It's like now it's a movement, and now it becomes a problem because now they're talking about all these different.
Oh, and I know Drew just said that she did an interview about a year ago, but it
Did she
was
really?
yeah, she's a truck driver. Yeah. I think I seen it. Yeah. Shows her driving her truck and yeah, I'm pretty sure I did see it. And if that's the one I think I seen that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Mm.
Well, I mean, there you go. Then she's probably had gotten the opportunity to tell her
Yeah.
story
But
or
she's
whatever.
still good anyway. Listen, if someone ever wants to get on here and talk, the door's open.
Yeah.
And me and we'll do her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, buddy. I got to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
know we
play some
didn't
video
talk a
games.
lot about the Mac
We
thing,
could.
but I jumped on a few different.
Yeah, I seen you on a few.
It's sort of like got to debrief on that. I think we needed to do this just to air out whatever
I
we
think
needed to,
so. I think so.
and that's cool. I have like listen, it's been days since I've was sort of like fucking Brian. He's
I
like,
know.
shut the fuck up. Like, you know,
I
it's
know.
been
I was
days
being
since I've been like
critical, but I
that.
wasn't being critical actually of Mac. I think I was attacking the refs a bit, which isn't always that fair either. Because I'm only seeing it through. I'm not there, like you said. But I
Yeah.
was just a viewer. So there was other viewers that might have been looking and seeing the same thing I was
I,
seeing.
I'll tell you right now. I mean, I know no ref is perfect,
No, he's a great ref. He did my test. He tested me for my level.
but I want to tell you,
Yeah, he's great.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
the amount of mistakes that Dave Knox makes is far less than even the second best referee. In my opinion, the second best referee makes a lot more mistakes than he does, and that is just my opinion. This is why I pay him, because
My
I'm confident that he's executing to the best of his ability the vision in which I'm trying to relay. You know,
No, I get that.
and JJ and Andrea and Matthias, we all have this agreement that we believe that our form of arm wrestling, the way we want to present it to the masses, needs to be like this.
Mhm.
You don't agree? That's fine. There's exit stage left. We don't give a fuck. You know,
Mhm.
we got there's enough people out there that are like minded that want to be part of Mac, and we will listen. I'm telling you, some way somehow we're going to give everybody that's interested a chance at Max some way somehow, whether it's tournaments, whether whatever it is. If you believe in us, we believe in you. Come be a part of Mac. And we're just it's the only way we can grow. And if you don't like it,
Oh,
that is okay.
yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Everything's, yeah.
Just don't ruin it for everybody else. Don't be one of those guys that comes to a tournament, doesn't like the refereeing or the style, and be like, vocally, fuck this shit. This is not arm wrestling. Blah blah blah. Okay, buds. Like, all right, go back to wherever you come from and do your own thing. That's fine. And if you really have a problem with it, why don't you put your own money down and start your own fucking league and see how easy it is?
Yeah. No, you got a point.
You know,
Definitely.
because I'll be honest with you, I know I'm talking and sounding a little bit more like bitter now.
Oh
This
no.
is this is this
A
is
lot.
because I'm now into my first, like, I'm finishing 1 year of Mac. This is essentially when January hits, I have completed 1 year of Mac.
Someone said, Drew, are you comparing me to Ryan Espy? That's what it sounds like he's doing.
Who's comparing him to Ryan SB?
He said Brian sounds exactly like a certain champion lefty super heavy from Canada, which he's talking about Ryan Espy. Because I know. Yeah, yeah. Me and Ryan Espy are not the same, but I guess it's okay to sound like him.
Like he thinks your voice sounds like him.
I think so. I think that's what he meant. Yeah, he said that.
Well, fuck. I know Ryan SB 20 years, and if I heard
Be
Brian
an accent
Parliament's
thing.
voice in one room and Ryan SB, I
Even
would know which direction to go. But maybe I'll say this: if you come from a similar region as another person, I there is a voice mechanism, mannerism, whatever, that kind of like everybody has. You know what I mean? Um, it's very like everyone's like,
somebody else
oh,
said that before too. So Drew's
like
probably
look like I'm Canadian, right? And Matt Mask is Canadian.
yeah.
But if you ask Americans, like, of these two guys talking, who is Canadian? Matt Mask is getting the nod every time, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, he is very Canadian the way he talks,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
No, and I
I
don't
know.
have a problem with it. I
No,
think
no,
it's
it's
wonderful.
nice. It's awesome.
I love it. I
Me
love
too.
his accent. I like East Coast accents too. Like
Yeah.
when Patrick McKinnon was up there talking about whatever he is, he's like, fucking Porky there. He's from fucking pretty tough. I can't do an East Coast accent, but
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
it was
Diddly shit,
refreshing.
bye. Diddly shit.
Yeah. I
Mm.
can't do it, but he is Cape Bretner, right? So they're like they have like a nickname, like something like Poor Man Newfie or something. I don't
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
something like that. But I don't
I
want
know
them
Cape
killing it.
Bretoners don't like being called Newfie though. I know
No,
that.
they don't. And
Yeah,
that
they
was
hate
kind of where I was going with that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you could like from mainlanders, like they're not going to really notice the difference, unless you're like if you're buying every hey bye like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
2 seconds, you're okay. He's a Newfoundlander, but if you're just I don't know. I'm ignorant, so I'll just shut up now while I'm ahead. Um,
But
fuck, I might even the way the economy goes in Ontario, buddy. I might just sell this house for $750,000 and head down down east and buy myself a mansion.
oh yeah, you could. But West got cheap shit too.
West got
Saskatchewan.
you really,
Oh yeah, Saskatchewan. Yeah, and
dude.
parts.
I live in the most humble home
Yeah.
ever. It's like I got a basement, a main floor upstairs. Okay, for this to be appraised at like 675 is a travesty. Like honestly,
Wow, it's
I
gotten
bought
that
it,
crazy down there now.
dude. Guy, let me tell you this. I got reassessed in 2023, and I bought this house in 2017, and I bought it for 310, and I thought that was ridiculous. I was like $310,000. Got to understand, my first house that I bought was 112 and bigger than this, and had a granny house
That's a different.
and had a basement apartment.
Yeah,
Okay,
as in the
basement
90s.
apartment, granny house, main floor had jacuzzi tub, second floor as well. Lived on a hill, white picket fence, uh, wrap around. What do you call it? The porch,
Oh yeah,
wrap
yeah.
around porch.
Up around porch. Yeah.
All right, big backyard, garage, which I don't have. I only have a carport, but it's because where I'm located in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all my neighbors are 150 years old, except the ones that just kind of moved in last year. They're actually younger than me, but they're in like mid 30s. But
A lot of
like,
older people actually retire out that way.
yeah. So across the street from me, or everyone else is senior citizens. Right on my street, it's all senior citizens, and so like the crime is low, the
Yeah.
noise is
Oh yeah.
low. We're the crazy family on the street, right? Because I got three young, well, teenage young adult boys, and we got the Rottweiler, so everyone just. Do you know what I mean? Like you walk the Roddy down
Yeah.
the street, and everybody walks on the other side of the street. I think it's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, they all know. They all know you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. But all right, my guy, thank you
Yeah.
for this opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Actually, why don't you cut the live? We can still talk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cut the live because I got something I want to tell you.
Yeah. No worries. Well, thanks for joining, everyone. It was good, and just gonna figure out how to. Oh, right here. Okay.